"I wish I could be a pirate," said Wilford. "Everything is so dull, and I want to do something exciting." "Yes," said Gwen. "Do let's find something to do." It was holiday time. School has been closed for about 10 days, and the children were getting tired of their playthings. They wanted something new. "Of course we can't be pirates," said Gwen, "because we should soon be taken to the police station." "Of course," said Wilford, "but can't we think of something?" "Let's think." So they thought and thought. Neither of them spoke for several minutes. Then Wilford jumped to his feet. "I've got it!" he cried. "Let's call ourselves the Surprise Packet Company. I'll be the president, and you, sis, well, you can be the secretary." "All right, Wilf," said Gwen, willing to do anything her big brother suggested. "But what shall we do?" "Do? Why, surprise people." "What sort?" "Oh, good ones, of course," said Wilford. "We'll find people who need things done for them, and then make them wonder how the things happen. I think we'll get a lot of fun out of it." "So do I," said Gwen. "What shall we do first?" "Let's start soon." "All right. I'll make a list of things, and then we can decide which to start with." Wilford found a pencil and a paper and made his list. "Now mind," he said solemnly, "don't you go and tell anybody about what we're planning to do. Just a secret between us two." "Of course," said Gwen, just as though I would tell. The same afternoon, when Mother returned from town, she just had dropped into an armchair and stared. What a transformation! After dinner, she had gone out hurriedly, leaving all the dirty dishes in the sink. Now they had disappeared. The kitchen had been tidied up, everything was in its place, and the table was all set for dinner. The empty coal scuttle had been filled, and yes, surely even the windows had been cleaned. All was quiet and still. Nobody was about. What kind of person could have done all this? Wilford and Gwen came in from the garden. Mother asked them if Auntie had called during the afternoon. Wilford said, no, he didn't think so, but it did look as if someone had been busy. "Well," said Mother, "isn't it just lovely? I haven't any work to do today, and I can have such a nice quiet rest this evening. I wonder who did it all." Mother opened a letter she had found on the mat when coming in. It read, "The Surprise Packet Company called this afternoon on a little matter of business." "I wonder what that means," said Mother. "I wonder," said Wilford. "Let's have supper," said Gwen, and they did. The next morning, 2 children might have been seen going down the street leading to the little home of Mrs. O'Higgins, a poor bedridden old soul for whom nobody seemed to care. The boy, who was holding something carefully in his right hand, knocked gently on the door. There was no answer. The boy peeped in at the window. Mrs. O'Higgins was fast asleep. Quietly opening the door, the boy walked in, followed by his sister. Tiptoeing across the room, the boy placed the parcel he was carrying upon the table beside the bed and went out. The little girl was so excited that she fell over the doorstep. "Gran, do be careful," said the boy. The noise had awakened the old lady. "Who's that?" she called. But the door was shut, and the 2 children were scampering away as fast as their legs could carry them. Mrs. O'Higgins picked up the parcel. It contained 3 eggs. "What a messy!" she said to herself. "But who sent them?" Looking at the wrapper, she read, "With love from the Surprise Packet Company." Frank Morley, a school friend of Wilford's, was ill with mumps. Of course, he had to stay indoors and was very miserable. From his bed, he could just look out over a small patch of garden, surrounded by a high brick wall. One afternoon, he was gazing vacantly out of the window when all of a sudden he saw a square box tumble over the garden wall and slid down to the ground, held by a stopped stream. "Mother, quick!" he called. "Do you see what it is in the garden?" Mother, all surprised, brought the parcel and Frank opened it. Inside were 4 smaller parcels. One was labeled, "Open on Monday," the second, "Open on Wednesday," the third, "Open on Friday," and the fourth, "Open on Sunday." As it was Monday, Frank opened the first parcel. It was a box of paints, just what he had been longing for. Frank thought he had seen the box before, but did not know where. Inside the box were the words, "With best wishes from the Surprise Packet Company." "Whatever is that?" asked Frank. Nobody knew. On one occasion, the Surprise Packet Company was caught. Fulford and Gwen were paying a second visit to Mrs. O'Higgins. This time they had taken with them some flowers as well as eggs. As quiet as mice, they crept in, placed their gifts upon the table, and departed. The children were so anxious to get in and out without awakening the old lady that they did not even notice a gentleman sitting quietly in an adjoining room. It was the doctor. No sooner had the door closed behind the children than he went across to the table, picked up the parcel, and read the note. "With love, from the Surprise Packet Company." "So this explains what the old lady has been talking about," he said. "And now I can understand what Frank Morley has told me yesterday." And this explains, too, how it came about that a few days later a letter arrived at the home of Wilford and Gwen, addressed to the Surprise Packet Company and containing an invitation to luncheon at Mr. Brown's. It was a wonderful time the children had at the doctor's, and there were 2 surprise packets that made up for all they had given away. Of course, the children could not understand how the doctor had come to know about their secret, and he wouldn't say a word. It was all a delightful mystery. Wilford and Gwen were as happy as children could be. Wilford said it was much better than being a pirate.